All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're talking about something really powerful. This idea that you can literally talk yourself into the life that you want. Now, this isn't about daydreaming or wishful thinking. No, this is about understanding how you, in partnership with God, can consciously shape your own reality through your thoughts and your beliefs.
You know, do you ever get that feeling that you're just kinda along for the ride? That life is something that just happens to you? It's a super common feeling, right? But what if I told you that you actually have way more control than you think? This whole explainer is about making that huge perspective shift from feeling like a victim of your circumstances to becoming a co-creator of your own experience.
So, the first big question is, where does this creative power even come from? And the biggest mind shift we have to make is realizing it's not something out there that we have to go find or earn. The source of all creative power, it's already inside of you. I mean, think about this. Jesus made this absolutely radical statement. He located the entire power and presence of God not in some far-off heaven, but right here, inside of us. And you've got to understand, this isn't just a comforting little phrase. It is a literal map pointing directly to the source of our creative ability. But what is this kingdom within? Well, for our purposes, we can think of it as our subconscious mind, but not just in a psychological way. Think of it as our spiritual connection point. It's the direct line to God's infinite, creative mind. It's that secret place Jesus talked about, where our deepest beliefs are formed and where real, effective prayer actually takes root. And this comparison is so key because it shows just how connected we are. See, our individual mind isn't separate from God's mind. It's a part of the whole thing. And this is so crucial because it means that whatever is true for God's infinite mind, limitless creativity, total peace, incredible abundance, is also potentially true for us because we're made of the same stuff. We're part of that same mind.
Okay, so this leads us to the next really cool piece of the puzzle. If all this incredible creative power is inside of us, how does it actually shape the world outside of us? Well, the key is to get this one fundamental idea. Our reality begins as a thought.
And hey, this isn't just some spiritual concept. Even science is catching on. The physicist Sir James Jeans, he looked at the universe and said, this whole thing looks less like a giant machine and more like one great big thought. He was suggesting that mind isn't just some random thing that popped up in a material world, but that it's the actual creator and governor of it all. Our world is literally a reflection of mind. So here's how the process works, and it's actually pretty simple. It breaks down into 3 steps. First, a thought forms in your conscious mind. Step 2, when you hold that thought with real feeling and conviction, it becomes a belief that gets impressed on your subconscious. And step 3, well, the subconscious mind, being one with God's creative power, it doesn't argue. It just gets to work and manifests that belief as a real, tangible experience in your life. So what this all boils down to is this, and this is so important. Your external conditions, your finances, your health, your relationships, they are all secondary. The primary, most important thing is your consciousness, your state of awareness, your spiritual understanding. If you can change your consciousness, the outside world has no choice but to follow. Which brings us to the practical side of things. How do we actually use this creative process on purpose? Well, it requires a whole new way of looking at prayer. We need to shift from begging God for things to affirming the truth of who we already are and what is already ours. And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If my consciousness is the key that unlocks everything, how in the world do I intentionally change it? The answer is in a much deeper form of prayer, what we can call a mopping up process. You see, when we pray, lead us not into temptation, we're not just asking for forgiveness for something we did wrong, we're going so much deeper. We're asking God to literally remove the cause of that mistake from our consciousness, to change our very capacity for it, so we're not even drawn to it anymore. We're cleansing the inner belief that led to the outer action in the first place. And Jesus illustrates this principle perfectly. He taught that the real work isn't about just trying to control our actions on the outside. It's about purifying our thoughts and intentions on the inside. The battle is won or lost in the mind, in the heart, long before it ever becomes something we do. And that is where we have to focus our prayers. So, once we start to clean up our consciousness, once we do that inner work, we create this amazing space to receive all the incredible promises God has for us. This is where we stop focusing on removing the negative and start actively claiming the positive inheritance that is rightfully ours. This right here is one of the most powerful, all-encompassing promises in the entire Bible. I mean, just listen to that. Notice it doesn't say some nice things or a few good things. It says all things are yours. The world, life, death, the present, the future, it's all yours. This is your divine inheritance, guaranteed by God. The only question is, are you consciously accepting it?
So, what does this inheritance actually include? First off, life is yours. And I don't just mean breathing in and out. I mean a life that's measured by the quality and the depth and the height of your awareness of God's presence. It's the power to fully express the amazing person you were created to be. Next up, the present is yours. So many of us feel completely trapped by regrets from the past or anxieties about the future. But all power, all life, all of God exists right here in the now. To claim your inheritance, you have to learn to live fully in this present moment. And here's the beautiful part. When you master the present, the future automatically becomes yours. You don't have to worry about it anymore because you know that by building a powerful, positive consciousness today, you are creating a beautiful tomorrow. The future is just an extension of the now that you're creating. And that brings us to your call to action. The Bible tells us to enlarge the place of thy tent. Think of your consciousness as that tent. It can be squeezed down into a tiny, narrow, painful little existence, or it can be stretched out to hold all the incredible good that God has for you. But you have to be the one to do it. You must actively choose to expand your capacity to receive. We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? From understanding your own inner power to the practical steps of prayer and claiming your inheritance. So now it's time to move from just learning this stuff to actually declaring it. It's time to step into these truths with real faith. I want to leave you with this powerful affirmation. I really want to encourage you to say it out loud, to feel it, and to make it your own. This isn't just a string of words. It's a powerful tool to help you reshape your consciousness and begin claiming the magnificent life that has always, always been yours. All things are yours right now.